Welcome everybody. This is a warm up to do in the morning, or let's say you have a sore back. Maybe you've been gardening or exercising and your back is a little sore. So this is just a really short lesson to help. And we're working with this idea of the cat in this series I'm teaching right now. And so we'll be using some awareness of the cat and how they rub against things. So we're going to work with the wall. It's very simple. Just put a blanket on the floor. Something that maybe help you so you don't slide too much on the wall. Maybe you work on the bare floor. That's okay, but it's usually slippery. So let's head to the wall and we're going to lie on the floor with our feet up on the wall. All right, so you're going to face the wall with your feet. So let's start with just your feet on the wall. And a lot of times I like to do some sort of warm up with our hands. So rub your hands together. Activate your hands and stroke your head. You can put your legs even straight up the wall if you want, but come back away from the wall so you're a couple feet from the wall, and just stroke your head and down your face and down your chest, just to tell your body we're going to do something great, something that's going to feel pleasurable. And working with this theme of the cat is so much about pleasure. You know, they're purring a lot. They really have this sensual way of moving. And so we want to let the body know that that's how we want to move in the world right now. We want to be more connected to the environment. So let's now bend your knees if you haven't. Have your feet flat a little bit, and then just roll your pelvis with your knees, not too far, just a little bit. And the hands, interestingly, you can do different things with your hands. You can like place them on your thighs so that you can push into your feet as you move your pelvis and knees. Yeah, you could stroke your thighs. So we start to feel the bones of the feet. Yeah, you could stroke around your hips a little bit as you make this movement of just rocking the pelvis. Yeah, and then lengthen your legs up on the wall a little bit. They don't have to be perfectly straight. Yeah, and then just move your feet by rocking over your heel, so as if you're pushing one foot toward the wall and lifting it away from the wall, rocking through the ankles a little bit and making a little circle with one foot around the heel and then the other foot. So you just start to connect our feet. Now, cats have remarkable, flexible little paws that they use for their agility, and we want to kind of connect with our feet because we're going to be using our feet in a minute to connect to our backs in a really fun way. Now, take your feet down toward the floor so you're at least that far from the wall. Turn onto your side. So I'm going to start on my right side. And then place your left foot up on the wall, and the right foot is a little lower, okay? Now, your left hand, we can put your left hand so it's cradling your head. So you take your hand to your left temple and then slide it up and around to the right temple. So you're kind of holding your head. And that way, if your neck is at all uncomfortable, you can always put something under your head here, like a towel. That's not a bad idea if you've got a big space there and it's not so easy to lie on your side without something. Go ahead and put something there. You can pause this recording and do that. But with your hand over your head, that should give you a little more support to move your head a little if you need. Slide it forward, slide it back. And then we're going to feel like a cat. So a cat is always pushing against themselves, marking things with their body, with their scent. So with your left foot, push into the wall just a little bit so that you roll your back into the floor. You push with your left foot to roll into the floor. And it's a very sensual movement of feeling the rib cage as you roll, relaxing and feeling the rib cage. Breathing and just rolling forward and back, using the foot to put some pressure into the rib cage. And there's a little movement right at the core of the body where the left side of your back goes up and the right side goes down. And so we start to separate the right hip and the left hip as you push. You can push up and then relax and then push up and relax with that left foot. And if you start sliding for the wall, just scoot a little closer and maybe don't push quite so hard so that you're receiving the movement, that it's a little kinder, a little more relaxing. And then switch hands so that your right hand is maybe on your top of your head and your left hand now reach behind and feel the bones in the back of your low back. So you can push with your left foot and then feel the vertebrae, the low back bones with your fingertips as you push and release. And you should start to feel little movements happening in that lumbar spine. All right. Push and release with that left foot. And then let's come away from the wall and we can just rest. And if you like, you can have a towel under your head. Just rest and feel the difference with the left side and the right. Yeah. The left hip, the left side of your chest. Just notice the difference. I have my legs long. If that bothers you, you can bend your knees. It's totally optional to lengthen your legs. But if you want now and then to lengthen your legs, just to see what that's like on the two sides, it can be helpful. Okay, let's roll to your side. We're going to roll now onto your left side, scoot a little closer to the wall so that you can put your right foot on the wall, up, a little bit, a few feet up so that you find the length from the wall that you can push with your right foot. The left foot, it's just barely touching the wall. You don't have to do much with the left foot here. We're just pushing with the right foot. Take the right hand, wrap it over your head so it's above your left ear. And here we can just roll the head a little back and forward. And then push with that right foot so that you roll over the hip and feeling that movement on this side. Is it easier to roll up onto your rib cage a little bit? And can you guide with pushing the foot to roll your ribs forward and back? Slowly feeling those ribs as if you were a cat rolling on the ground, just to get your scent on the ground, but also for the pure pleasure of rolling your rib cage. Yeah? And then shift so that you hold your head with your left hand now and put your right hand to touch the vertebrae in your lumbar spine and gently pushing so that you're communicating to your body pleasure, yeah, feeling the bones on the floor, feeling the connection right through the center core of yourself when you push with that right foot. Let the foot be flat on the wall. All right, and then let's rest again. Come onto your back. And just feel the contact with the floor. Let your body settle. Roll your head a little bit. Yeah, feel your legs now. If you're to lengthen one leg down toward the wall and then the other, your hips move? If you put your hands on the top of your hip bones, do they slide a little easier up and down now with the heel? Okay, and leave that, and then rub your hands and stroke your head, the hair along the side of your face and down the throat, all the way to the thighs. And then let's rest and feel the contact with the floor. And let your body really connect to the earth. And there's a place in the center of the earth that is the center, and your body can connect to that still point in gravity where there's no movement. It's very calming. It's like if you've been on a twirling around or on some sort of carnival ride, and then you stop and you're a little dizzy, but then you get to the very center, the center of yourself and the center of the earth. And let that be quiet and just take a breath. And now let's bend your knees, and we're going to come slowly to sit. Yeah. And just feel the difference in sitting now. And it's a quieter. And then let's come up to standing. All right, so just feel standing now. And if you were to reach with one arm, feel how that feels to you to reach. Does it feel a little more cat-like? Yeah, a little more length in your low back, in your vertebrae to reach. Yeah, and then walk around a little bit and just feel the difference on your feet. Do your feet feel a little bit softer? Can you feel the sense of, lithe connection that this cat can bring as far as working with the theme of an animal? I really like to play with that. And then you can play with this lesson any time of day. I love it in the morning because it really does wake us up, or before a walk is really awesome. All right, so thanks for joining me. And if you like this, hit the like button, make a comment. I really appreciate it. And thanks to all the patrons out there. This is especially for you. All right, take care.